Good morning, every participant. Welcome to My Rehab Academy's online live streaming class. Today we are here to learn about overview of Pilates. Before getting into today's overview, I would like to introduce a few things about My Rehab Academy. Most of you would have been seen our presence on social media. It's quite viral, especially over Facebook and Twitter too. My Rehab Academy is a platform where we connect aspiring graduates, aspiring professionals in physical therapy field to the best of instructors across the globe for enriching their skills for academics as well as the clinical. My Rehab Academy has been awarded by few of the leading agencies for best of education in rehabilitation field. You would have seen our uh, award certificate also. It was presented 2 months before. And not just live streaming, we are pioneer even in the physical workshop, which is of course not happening due to coronavirus pandemic. Once the pandemic slows down, as it is slowing down, and the government allows, as per regulation, we will start our program. We have already announced our dates. You can go to our website and can see that. Okay, coming to today's thing, Dr. Mamta Biani, who is certified Pilates trainer from Ireland, she'll be the instructor for the day. And we have certain basic rules. I'm sure that every one of you have got those basic rules. Your presence over the video is at least for 60% is mandatory, and for audio you have to have at least 90% of time. The timing is calculated right from the Dr. Mamta will start her presentation. Why it is so important? Because once you are there on the video, once you are there on the audio, you are connected well right from start to end. You'll be learning a lot of things. And at the end, of course, you are going to ask your questions, your doubts, your whatever you want to know from doctor. You can definitely ask. After that query hours, query moments, My Rehab Academy is going to present multiple choice questions, a set of multiple choice questions in which you are required to get minimum 50% correct answers. Then only your certificates will be given to you. Certificate is for everybody, but you have to crack that exam. And those who are cracking that exam with distinction are going to get discount code as a gift in their mail ID. They can use for that code in any of the upcoming live streaming course or physical events from My Rehab Academy. So My Rehab Academy is quality. We never compromise. So we want people to stay from start to end and to learn everything nicely so that you can actually not just you can be present here, you can learn and you can actually get yourself helped even in the expertise wherever you are in academics or clinical, wherever. My Rehab Academy, right from research to academics to clinicals, we are for everybody. We are for everybody in terms of their enriching their skills. So today's class about Pilates, I'm sure it is going to continue our tradition. So yeah, it's over to Dr. Mamta. I think she is connected and share the screen too. Dr. Mamta, are you able to hear?
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah, audible. Bit more clear.
Okay.
Well.
So should we start? Are we ready to go?
Yes.
Or should we wait for more participants?
5 minutes or 3 minutes?
Yeah. I think we should wait for more participants.
Okay, we'll wait for
more 5
2
minutes?
to 3 minutes. Okay, for 5 minutes, as you say. So meanwhile, I would like to let our participants know something more about My Rehab Academy. That is about our physical events which all are coming. The workshops about cardiopulmonary thing by Dr. Samana Sayer. The workshop about the cancer rehabilitation by world-renowned professional, Dr. Sailendra Mehta. Many of you must have been knowing about him, and then few of you would have already underwent his course and program. And dry needling by Dr. Craig Smith and team from South Africa, Club Physio. And that I can tell you that that course is feeling faster. We are having in Bangalore and Bombay. And most importantly, I would let you know that My Rehab Academy's all events are going to be on the physical as well as the digital event at one time. So first time in India, it's a revolutionary step we have taken. Whichever will have the physical event, it will be the same. It will be live streamed over the digital media so that you can learn it. You can practice with the model if you are able to arrange, and then you can learn with the same enthusiasm and the speed with which the physical event people does. So if you are not able to come to the city we are arranging, we are coming to your home for getting you enriched with their skills. So just go to the My Rehab Academy website, or you can check with your groups. I think our team will post that physical events also. You can just register it. Once you register, then you will get your all links and information that will be quite secure. And the moment we'll start our physical event, it will be helpful for you. We have more than 10 online events which are lined up, and then more than 6 physical events which are already lined up. So we are hoping the pandemic getting slowing like this, what it is getting slow, and then as per government regulation, we'll go ahead. CEO, sir. CEO, sir. Yeah. Dr. Mamta, if you can start now.
Yeah, we can start, sir.
Yeah, doctor. Ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Yeah, you can start. You can share your screen. Yes.
Let me share my screen first.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Is it visible for everyone?
Yes, very much, very much, very much.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
So hello everyone. Good morning all of you. First of all, I just want to welcome all of you, and I just want to thank My Rehab Academy team. You guys are doing really very well. I always follow you guys, and thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. So guys, I am a Dr. Mamta Biani. I am a physio and a chiro and a Pilates instructor. Recently, I am practicing in Kolhapur. So today's topic is role of Pilates in clinical practice. This is our topic. So let's start our today's topic. So first of all, you guys all are physios, okay? And you probably thinking about, I'm a physiotherapist, I'm already expert in exercise and all the exercise techniques and manual therapies. So what is the need of learning something new in exercise, right? Something new is Pilates. So what is the need of Pilates, or how you can use this technique in your day-to-day practice with your patient, right? So let's talk about this. What is Pilates? Our today's topics are introduction of Pilates, how many types of Pilates we have. It's a general overview about Pilates. What is mat Pilates? Benefits of Pilates. Core. What are the core muscles? Function of core muscles. Principle of Pilates. How many types of breathing we have in Pilates, uses of Pilates in our clinical practice, and indication and contraindication. After that, we'll demonstrate you some exercise, some Pilates position or exercise. So let's start the introduction part first. Okay. So many of you probably thinking about, as a physio, why should I start to think about Pilates, or what is Pilates, or how I can use this method in my day-to-day practice. So let's sit back and talk about Pilates. So Pilates is developed by Joseph Pilates in 1881 to 1967, right? It's long time back. He was from Germany, and in World War I, he introduced these techniques for soldiers. So Pilates is a method of conditioning that trains both body and mind. Okay, it works superficial structure of the muscle as well as the deeper structure of the muscle. It increase your muscular strength, achieve graceful movement, increase your body awareness, achieve graceful movement, improve your posture alignment and your breath control. Why breath control? Because it works both body and mind. So breathing is a key factor. It's a powerhouse, okay, for Pilates. So it delivers simultaneously stretching and strengthening both together to the muscle, right? This is the main, I think, key factor or important thing I personally like about Pilates. It gives both things together, stretching and strengthening of the muscle. So this is the general overview about the Pilates. Pilates always focus on the core stabilizing muscle, spine alignment, posture. It uses exercise to improve physical strength, flexibility, and your self-awareness. So this is an introduction about Pilates. General, you can say general definition or basic definition about the Pilates. And next, let's talk about how many types of Pilates we have. So we have two types of Pilates. One is mat Pilates and second is reformer Pilates. So what is the basic difference of both of them? Let's talk about reformer Pilates first. So reformer Pilates is a equipment based Pilates. You can see behind me, right? This is the reformer. I'll show you guys later. So there are two types of Pilates method is a reformer and equipment based. Equipment based Pilates is mostly restricted in physiotherapy clinic because of its heavy cost and it require extra space or particular space for the machine. But it's a little bit more interesting and attracting for your client. But the drawback is they can't perform those exercise, reformer exercise at their home. So benefit of mat Pilates is that you don't need any extra space or fancy equipment. You can give that mat Pilates exercise at your therapy couch or table or yoga mat, and even your client can perform those exercises at their home. So these are the two basic types of Pilates we have. So what is mat Pilates benefit is like it can add flexibility and improve your posture. So mat Pilates is a strengthening and lengthening form of exercise that focus on your core, right? So mat Pilates, I think most of physio you always use mat Pilates, but if you want to work for fitness purpose also, fitness purpose also, or if you are working for rehab or you have sports rehab things also, you have many of clients or patient from sports fields, then reformer Pilates is a good for exam. Reformer Pilates is always good for you. Okay, good option for you guys. So these are the two basic types of Pilates we have, and benefits of mat Pilates we already covered. So next my question is, we talked like mat Pilates is focus on your core. So what is core? Your core is a complex muscle group, okay? The major muscle group that moves, support and stabilize your spine is your core muscles. So Pilates always focus on your core muscle or core stabilizing muscle. So these are the general things about Pilates or basic knowledge about Pilates. And what will you learn in your Pilates class? You'll learn fundamental Pilates movement. You'll learn neutral spine, full breathing, how to engage your core. You'll learn shoulder and pelvic stability, and you'll learn spinal articulation. So you'll learn all these things in our Pilates class. Very soon we are going to organize our offline mode or 2 days workshop in Bangalore. So if you guys really interested for that, please follow my Rehab Academy and you'll get to know when we are going to organize this workshop, right? So these are the normal like basic definition or knowledge about the Pilates. So we in Pilates we have basic principle, right? So in basic principle, Pilates method always focus on exercise. Okay, so we have 6 basic principle in Pilates. First is concentration, second is breathing, third is control, fourth is centering, and fifth is
Excuse me, ma'am, Dr. Mamta. Yeah, your slides are moving, or you have kept it static?
No, I kept it static.
Okay. That's what I just wanted to know. Means.
Yeah.
Yeah, dear students, it's a static slides. She'll be moving whenever she is trying to show you something different. So
Yeah.
keep
So,
the pen and notebook with you so that you can learn everything properly. Thank you. Yeah, ma'am, please continue.
So fifth is precision and sixth is fork movements. Let's talk about each one of them. First basic principle is concentration. Concentration is the most important key factor. Always pay attention of starting position. So these are the missing link. We always prescribe exercise to our client, but we never pay attention what he is doing or how he is doing. Is if he's giving attention on the starting position or how it's doing, is it doing exercise with breathing, inhalation and exhalation, all of this. So we always miss this most important key factor in our day-to-day practice. So Pilates fulfill that key factor. Okay, after learning this technique, you never missed, I'm sure about this, you'll never miss each single breath, like you never miss any breath with your exercise movement. So first is concentration. Always pay attention to the starting position, slow and smooth movement. Okay, as well as each part of body, always do slow and smooth movement. This is main part, first part of like concentration. Second is breathing. This is the most important. This is like engine in Pilates. So when you inhale, oxygen inhalation refresh your brain and body, and deep breath clear your lungs and your muscle will get relaxed. Okay, whatever you are doing, any movement or exercise. So breathing is the most important key factor in Pilates. Always coordinate your breathing with your movement to understand how muscle is working, right? So second most important factor is breathing. If you guys want to take notes, you can take notes. So second is breathing. Third is control. Exercise need to be done with full muscle control. This is the most important, again, most important thing. Always do exercise with full control on your muscle work, right? On your muscles. So this is the control part. Next is centering. All, as we talk, like all movements comes from your core. Okay, your core stabilizing muscle. So main key factor is always stabilize your core muscle first. All movement should be start from your core muscle, right? Always engage your core. How to engage your core, that I'll show you in a practical session. So always engage your core, and how to check core is engaged or not, that will also I'll show you guys, right? So this is called centering. Now is a precision. Precision is keep attention on each exercise. It's not like you are just focusing on end result. No, you have to focus on each movement. So keep attention to each exercise. Next is fourth movement. Fourth movement is what? Every movement should start from strong centering to go gently and slowly, right? So these are the main 6 basic principle of Pilates, right? If you guys want to ask something, please ask me, like, and in end of the session we'll talk about this. So if we are talking about let me change the slide first.
Or else, ma'am, you can come out and.
Yes. Okay. I'll just change the slide. Just a second. Yes. Share this. How to share?
The share screen, you can click.
Yeah, it's not. I can't see yet. Sure.
In the center, down center. Yeah.
Yes. You guys can see?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the technique for inhalation and exhalation. If we are talking about the breathing, we are going to talk about the breathing pattern. So always in Pilates, always inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. So when you do inhalation, your bellies come out, and when you do exhalation, your bellies go in towards your spine and exhale through your mouth. So this is the breathing pattern in Pilates, because we are going to talk about breathing. So if we are talking about the breathing, we have three key methods or types of breathing in Pilates. It's lateral breathing, set breathing, and active breathing. So let's talk about breathing first. Lateral breathing. What is lateral breathing? Lateral breathing is referred to lateral expansion of rib cage, right? So when we do inhalation, what we have to do is we have to maintain the abdominal contraction and expand our rib cage to in lateral, right? In laterally. So lateral breathing refers to lateral expansion of rib cage while maintaining the contraction of abdominal muscles. So breathing is most important factor in Pilates. So you always think about that also, right? Next is set breathing. What is set breathing? Set breathing is like coordination of inhalation and exhalation with each exercise movement, right? When inhalation occur during one phase of specific movement and exhalation occur in other phase of specific movement, right? These are the two types of breathing. Next breathing is active breathing. Active breathing is what?
Excuse me, ma'am. Yeah, we can see your slides.
Yeah, sure. I'll share. Is it visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So third breathing is active breathing. Active breathing is just inhalation and exhalation to keep your muscle relaxed, right? These are the three basic types of breathing in Pilates. Next, I just want to talk about in clinical practice. Okay. So is it visible? Is it visible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So this is a common example we always see in our clinical practice. It's a pelvic tilt, right? Posterior pelvic tilt and anterior pelvic tilt. So if we have patient for anterior pelvic tilt, what we'll do is we can correct this pelvic tilt, anterior pelvic tilt with Pilates exercise itself. If patient with come with the anterior pelvic tilt, what is there? What muscle, what kind of muscle position is there? Is like weak abdominal muscles, right? For anterior pelvic tilt, what we'll see is weak abdominal muscle and tight erector spinous muscle. So when we give them exercise, we give them exercise for really strengthening and stretching both. So what we have to do is strengthening of the abdominal muscle is stretching of the back muscle. So in Pilates, we can do these both things together, Okay, this is the main benefit of Pilates. Will get strengthening and stretching both together in our exercise. In other exercise, we can't do that thing, right? So this is the main uh, what we can say is the benefit of Pilates. Will get both things together. So let's talk about commonly used, where we can use Pilates technique in our day-to-day practice. So in our day-to-day practice, we can use for recovery, injury recovery, fall prevention. We can use on muscle imbalance, like here we can see in muscle imbalance, we can use how to correct our posture, general strengthening, and where other thing where we can do use Pilates for cancer rehab patient. We can use Pilates for fitness purpose. We can use Pilates for sports rehab, like post injury rehab purpose. We can use Pilates for our musculoskeletal system, for our day-to-day clinical practice. So there are so many varieties of exercise or practice where you can use Pilates. You can be expert for cancer patient, right? You can be expert for sports patient. Prenatal and postnatal exercises is there, so you can use for prenatal and postnatal things, because breathing is the most important factor in cancer patient. You can use this exercise, right? So it reduce stress, it lowered your blood pressure. You can use for cardiac patient also. Lowered your blood pressure, it improve your focus. Even in Parkinson conditions, you can use Pilates. So activation or targeting of specific muscle group, it improve your circulation and respiration, because breathing is involved. It improve your circulation and respiration. It improve your respiratory muscle strength, like post COVID I saw very good result in post COVID, like patients. So you can use it in those condition also. It improve, it lowering the risk of cardiovascular disease, so you can use there also. You can use for correcting like biomechanics. So there is lots of condition where you can use this technique, right? Because breathing is involved here, so you can use this technique for many kind of patient, right? But each patient is different, so you have to customize all the exercise according to your patient, according to your need, where you want to work, what you want from client. Depend upon that, you can customize your exercise according to patient, because every patient is not the same patient. So if you want to get some result from patient, and your patient is not able to perform that exercise, right? What I can perform, my patient is can't perform. So you have to customize your exercise according to your need and according to your patient's condition. So you can use for rehab, you can use for fitness, you can use for cancer rehab, you can use for sports rehab, you can use for prenatal and postnatal, you can use for cardiac patients. So in every sector, you can use your Pilates technique, right? So we have some indication and contraindication also. So indications are like poor breath control. These are the general indication. Okay, I am talking about in general. Poor flexibility, poor posture alignment. For posture alignment, you definitely get 100% result. Weak muscle of lumbar spine, mechanical low back pain. There are so many condition where you can use Pilates technique, but we have some contraindication also. Like pregnancy's first trimester, you can't use Pilates technique. If patient has severe osteoporosis, you can't. So general basic you can give them, but reformer kind of exercise you can't give them. For if they have severe osteoporosis, recent surgery, or acute pain, that these are some limitations where that you cannot use your Pilates technique, right? So these are the general introduction or knowledge about the role of Pilates in our day-to-day practice. So now I'll just go for a practical session. So this is the reformer table. Is it visible, guys?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So first of all, how to check if patient is engaging their core or not. So when patient is in a sitting or standing position, if you are putting fingers on his abdomen, so your finger is going in, right? This is a normal. He is not engaging his core now. But if patient is engaging his core, it's like a contraction of abdominal muscle. If he is engaging his core, so when you place the finger, it can't go in, right? Cannot go inside. See, this is how I engage my core. So how to tell patient to engage your core? Just tell them to contract their abdominal muscle. Okay, contract their diaphragm. So this is the checking technique for our physiotherapists. They can check that patient is engaging their core or not, right? So this is the technique to check the core is engaged or not. First, I just want to correct you all. You guys always prescribe the breathing technique or a breathing exercise to their patient. So how patient do breathing? We just tell them do breathing exercise for 5 times or 10 times. So always what patient do? How do they do breathing? They do breathing like this and keep it like this. But the actual technique of breathing is just lie down in a neutral spine position. This is a neutral spine position. Okay, you're both ASIS and PSIS are in relaxing position. Your all the muscles are in relaxing position. Okay. Now, what you have to do is you have to give instruction to your patient that lying in a neutral supine position, inhale through your nose. Always inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. So what you have to do is tell them inhale through your nose, prepare your body, and while exhaling, lift your back up, perform pelvic tilt. Again inhale, take a pause, and while exhaling, come back to the neutral position, right? So what you have to tell them? You have to tell them inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, lift your back up, inhale through your nose, and exhale through your mouth, right? So this is a correct breathing technique. If you are doing breathing with this technique, you will definitely get result. Okay. One more time, I'll show you guys. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, lift your back up, perform pelvic tilt. Again inhale, exhale through your mouth, keep your back down, and come back to the neutral supine position, right? So this is the perfect way of doing breathing. Like we saw, if we have patient for pelvic tilt, like interior pelvic tilt, so we can give them exercise like this. This is the abcraft condition, okay? So this is a tabletop position, right? Your leg should be in a 90 degree and this is the tabletop position. So if patient is in a tabletop position, what you have to do is, you have to give them instruction. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, engage your core and come up. Again, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth and relax. What you have to tell them? Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, engage your core, lift your back, your shoulder up, curl up. Again inhale and exhale, go back. This is called abcraft. If you guys want to practice, you can practice. I'll see and I'll correct if you guys are doing wrong. So I can correct them. If you want to do with me, you can do with me. Okay, in your room, in your mattresses, wherever you are sitting, you can practice and just see the difference what you guys are prescribing and what your patient were doing and what is you are doing now. Okay, so you can see the basic difference, right? So these kind of exercise or movement in Pilates we have three different types of movement. It's like first is beginning movement, second is preparatory movement, and third is advanced, right? Advanced movement. So in 2 days of workshop, we'll teach you guys beginning, preparatory, stretching, and advanced with your props also, right? So if you are using props like this, see, I'll show you the props. So these kind of props we can use, like if we have patients with kyphotic posture, so we can correct their posture with these kind of props. This is Pilates ring. We can use this ring for exercises like this. What we can do is we can keep this ring here, okay? And if I want to increase the difficulty level of for the patient, what I have to do is inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, press your ring in for your adductors muscles. Again, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and relax. So this is the ring where we can use in so many ways we can use. We can use like this also. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, stretch your ring out. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and be relaxed. So, like this, we can use these props, we can use dumbbells, we can use this Pilates ring, we can use this ring, we can use TheraBands. If you want to use, you can use Milli Ball. I'll show you how many props we can use in our Pilates. So, we can use foam roller, we can use kettlebell, we can use dumbbells, or we can use mini ball. So, how many ball we can use? If I want to give an exercise, so I can place that mini ball here. You can see the patient lying in a sideline position. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. So like this, you can use this mini ball. If you want to give the breathing exercise with a little bit of difficulty level, you can place this mini ball here.
Someone is asking purpose of this ball.
So the purpose of this ball is increasing the difficulty level, okay, for the patient. Because I said before, every patient is not the same, okay? So if you guys are using Pilates for sports rehab purpose, so you have to customize your exercise differently. Like if you have patient with 85-year-old patient, you are giving them exercise, so you can't give them exercise what you are giving to a sports person. So for this thing, you can use these props, right? So if I am giving them breathing, I can give them breathing with this mini ball also. Inhale through your nose.
For me, someone asked, is this ball similar to Swiss ball?
Exhale through your mouth. Okay. Even we can use this mini ball here also. In APRAP position, I can use this mini ball here also. If I am performing APRAP, what I showed before. So purpose of this props are increasing the difficulty level for the client. Or see, in Pilates we have n number of exercise, n number of movement, and number of techniques. So it's completely it's depend upon you, what you want from client. And this ball is not similar to Swiss ball, but this is a mini ball. You will get online this ball. If you put mini balls, you will get this ball. So these are some props well, that you can use for your Pilates practice if you are working with fitness clients, if you are working for a rehab patient, if you are working for sports patient. So you can use all these props. So in our 2 days workshop, we'll teach all the technique with all the props. Okay, even we can use Swiss ball, right? Swiss ball we can use for Pilates also. Prenatal and postnatal patient. So in our 2 days workshop, we are going to teach all the technique, basic, intermediate, and advanced technique with all the variation, with all the client sector, right? Like for prenatal, postnatal, I'm going to teach. For rehab patient, I'm going to teach how you can use for rehab patient. I'm going to teach how you can use for sports patients, sports rehab patients. For cancer patient, I'm going to teach how you can use Pilates. So condition wise also, I'm going to teach in my 2 days workshop. So these are the general overview. These are the general overview about the workshop, because in webinar it's completely difficult to teach everything, right? Because it's a practical thing is there. So because of practical, it's difficult for me to teach you guys, and I have to check if you guys are doing correctly or not. So because of that, I'm not showing so many exercise, but for short bridging, you guys can try, and please try and see the difference. Please try all the breathing pattern what I taught. So you'll see the difference, right? So try bridging and ab prep, what I showed, and you'll see the different what you guys were missing before learning this thing. So anything else? My session is about to over here. Divakarji?
Yes, listening, ma'am. Please tell.
So we can go for like proceed for queries or question answer session, or if you guys want me to show some more exercises.
Yeah, one or two more video or something if we can.
Okay. I'll show some more exercises. Right?
Yeah, please, ma'am, please.
So I'll show you some more exercise. Okay. Someone is asked how to use dumbbells in Pilates. So if we have dumbbell, what we can do is, if we are doing any exercise like this, so we can hold dumbbell like this. Okay. If you are doing ab prep, so what we have to do is inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and stretch your leg 45 degrees, rise your arms up, and again inhale and exhale, come back. So for increasing difficulty level, you can use yes. You can use dumbbell, right? how to use TheraBand. TheraBand, what we can do is I'm showing you single leg stretch with TheraBand. What you have to hold the band like this, okay? And now what you have to do is inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, lift your leg, raise your leg, straighten your leg, and again inhale, come back, and exhale, straighten your opposite leg. Inhale, come back, and exhale, straighten. Again inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So this is how you can use TheraBand in your practice. Even you can use TheraBand for bridging like this. For increasing difficulty level, you can place your TheraBand like this. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Inhale to take pause, exhale to come back. Okay, this is how you can use your TheraBand. Okay, even you can use a loop like this. TheraLoop, we have TheraLoop. So you can use TheraLoop. Okay, what you have to do is inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, stretch your leg out. Inhale through your nose, exhale to come back. So this is how you can use TheraBands, TheraLoops, Pilates ring. Okay, how you can use this ring if you want to correct the kyphotic posture. You can use this ring like this. Okay. Like this. Okay. And if you want to increase the difficulty level, you can raise your arm up and down with inhalation and exhalation.
Someone asked, can we use Pilates for post-abdominal surgery case?
So this is how you can use all these exercise with all these products. If you are doing single leg stretch, you can give them single leg stretch like this. Come on the line in a neutral supine position. From neutral supine position to come on the tabletop position. This is a tabletop position. Place your both hand on your right knee. Inhale. Again inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. So this is how you can give them exercise with inhalation and exhalation. So if you want to increase the difficulty level for abstract position, what you can do is you can tell your client to come on the tabletop position, from tabletop position to come on the abstract position. And now you have to perform the 100. 100 is what? This is the example of active breathing. So in active breathing, what you have to do is inhale and exhale and pump your hands. Okay. If you want to increase the difficulty level more, what you can do is to tell them to straighten your leg at 45 degrees and pump your hand. This is a very good exercise for core stabilizing muscle. Come on the tabletop position and relax. So these are some exercises. You can, these are some example of exercise, how Pilates work or how we give exercise in Pilates. These are the some example. So I think this is more than enough for a webinar session, because in webinar it's literally difficult to understand how I'm doing or how my muscle work is going on. So Divakarji, is it okay?
just answer some questions. Please get regular and Pilates exercise.
Yes, ma'am. Some questions are there in the chat box.
Okay. I'll
You can
check.
in the chat box you can see.
I will read out the questions.
Yeah, all the example can be done on mat also, because whatever I showed on mat exercise, okay, I'm not sure, I didn't show any exercise with reformer. I'll show some exercise with reformer also, okay? Just forget it. And so because we have reformer people, so I'll show the reformer exercise also, okay? So this is our reformer table. So if I disable this attachment, it will convert in the reformer table. So this is the reformer table. Okay. So in reformer table, if I want to give some exercise, okay, to strengthen my patient's glutes, and I also wanted to release his hip flexors also. What I'll do is I'll give him its exercise like this. Okay. What patient have to do is inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation is inhale to prepare, and exhale to strengthen your leg, his leg, and inhale to come back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. With this exercise, what I'm getting is I'm getting strengthening of the glutes and stretching of the hip flexor muscle. So this is the key factor or benefit of Pilates exercise. I get both of things together. So like this. See, so this is how I can use reformer, and if I want to stretch my hip flexors itself, so what I can do is I'll tell my patient to place his leg like this, place the knee on the mat, and strengthen hip flexors like this. Okay, so this is how I can use this for my lower body. If I want to use for my thoracic, what I'll do is for stretching my back muscle. So this is how we can use Pilates reformer. Okay. So if I want to use for my upper body, what I can do is so this is the equipment based Pilates. Like this. Okay. So I can use this one for my upper body. I can use this for my shoulder biomechanics. If I have patient for shoulder pain. Okay. So I can stretching and strengthening of the muscle of my shoulder, my patient's shoulder muscle. Like this. All the exercise you have to do with inhalation, exhalation. Because of demonstration purpose, I'm not showing, I can't give the instruction for inhalation and exhalation. So these are the basic types of exercise I'm showing with reformer. This is a reformer table. You can buy it if you really want to explore Pilates in deep. So you can buy the reformer table. Its cost is approximately, it's very like, if this is a advanced machine, but if you are going to buy the basic machine, it will cost around 1.5 lakhs. Okay, but for that machine you can use for any patient, like prenatal, postnatal, or rehab, and no, for other patient, for fitness purpose you can use with any patient or any condition. So if you guys want to start your fitness studio, see, Pilates never say it will reduce your weight or fat loss, but it will give you a good shape with good muscle strength or muscle tone. Okay, so never commit your client, you'll do their weight loss and all these things. So Pilates always give you a good muscle tone or inches loss or strength.
Someone asking me to explain the last principle.
Okay, so it reduce fatigue level definitely, because breathing is involved here, so it reduce fatigue level. Okay. Yeah, in neurological condition we can use Pilates definitely. I'm already using with my all the patients. Like in my clinic, I always give them exercise on with reformer or mat Pilates. I never give them basic other exercise. So always in my clinic, once we are done with all the manual therapy and treatment, we give them exercise with Pilates itself. Okay, let's start the question answer.
Ma'am, so just 1 second. Yeah, so please unmute yourself and ask your doubts, participants. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, madam. Can you show me the kettlebell exercises?
Yeah, kettlebell you can use. See, so if you are using this ring and kettlebell together, you can use both together, or you can use this as a single. So if I'm giving any exercise with, just a second, I'll adjust my. Like this. You have to use this kettlebell. Wait. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Go down, and come up. Like this. And if I'm using this thing, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, lift your ball up, and put it down. And if you are doing this with a spine condition, so you can use kettlebell like this. What you have to do is you have to hold the weight up. Okay, come on the abstract position. So for increasing difficulty level, you can use kettlebell. Okay. Next question.
Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Yeah, please ask one by one. One by one, please unmute.
Can you tell us the difference between mat Pilates and yoga? Is it similar?
No, it's not about. It's not similar. Yoga is basically for flexibility, not for joint flexibility. But Pilates give you a strengthening and stretching together. Okay, it's basically more goal-oriented exercises. So there is a difference between yoga and Pilates? This is a most frequently asked question. Whenever I talk Pilates, it's a frequently asked question. What is the difference between yoga and Pilates? So when you practice, you will definitely see the difference between yoga and Pilates. Next.
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, in second trimester
Yeah.
and third trimester, can you use the reformer Pilates, or the reformer should be used only
Very
post?
basic, like breathing. You can use very basic exercise, because see, it's purely depend upon the lady who's like conceiving the pregnancy normally, or if she is taking any treatment, no. So it depend upon your client's condition, but definitely you can give them breathing exercise or breathing exercises for relaxing purpose or relaxing her muscles. So you can give them basic exercise. See, um, before that I already told you guys that it's all depend upon the customization. According to your patient, you have to customize the exercises. Next.
Ma'am, can we use this in post-abdominal surgery cases?
Yeah, after 3 months. After 2 months or 3 months. What surgery? Like recent surgery, I already.
Can be of cesarean or any other.
Yeah, after 1.5 months, like see, it's again it's depend upon the surgery, what surgery, what kind of surgery patient want, and second thing, the exercise, right? If you are giving them a reformer exercise or aggressive exercise, it's not possible.
Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am, what is the position of pelvis? Means it anterior tilt or posterior tilt? What is the or ap or?
Hello.
Can you repeat?
Please repeat or please write it down.
Okay, I already wrote in chat box.
No, I'll check.
Yeah. Next question.
Ma'am, main motto behind the inhale through nose and exhale through mouth.
Yeah. Oh, please repeat your question.
Ma'am, my question is that the main motto behind inhale through nose and exhale through mouth.
When you do inhale through your nose, okay, and when you do inhalation through your nose, you will fill your belly with the air, okay. So your rib cage will expand fully. See, if you are taking inhale and exhale both with the nose, doing, see, like this. So you can't do full breathing, okay? Full breathing. You can't expand your belly as much as you can. You can't, okay? You can't expand your belly too much. So when you do inhalation through your nose, what you'll do is you'll take more air inside your body, expand your belly fully, okay? Expand your rib cage, and when you do exhalation through your mouth, so it's a strong exhalation, your muscle will get relaxed, and your every muscle of your abdomen go down. So this is the more easy or a good way to do exercise with breathing.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So for urinary incontinence, last month, I think, or before last month, I wrote like one article for urinary, how to use Pilates for urinary incontinence. So we have so many exercise like breathing, like knee sway, with Swiss ball, so many exercise we can use for a urinary incontinence. I'll share that article with my Rehab Academy team or in WhatsApp group, and you guys can go through with that article.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning, Jay.
Ma'am, as we are focusing on breathing in Pilates, so can we use it in post-COVID patients?
Definitely, you'll see amazing result in post-COVID patient. Just try once and message me. You'll see amazing result in post-COVID patient. We already saw very good result in post-COVID conditions. Please try once. It reduces fatigue also for them.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am,
Hello, ma'am.
you suggest?
Next,
Any reference book you suggest, ma'am?
Yeah, in WhatsApp group, I'll suggest that reference book. Definitely, I'll share that.
yeah, next participant.
Hi,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
from India, from where we get the Pilates reformer bed? There any
Machine,
reference from
right?
you?
In India, we have some dealer. They'll also import that machine from out of India. But very soon, some manufacturer also, I think, going to launch Indian-made reformer that will be more cheaper. But in group, I'll share definitely. But if you want to buy, you can buy from like outside of India. You can import that machine, but it will be more costly for you guys. But in Delhi, we have 2-3 dealers. They import this machine. So I'll share that link also with you guys. Okay.
Thank you.
But
Thank
you have to import that machine. If you guys want to wait, you can wait for more 3, 4, or 6 months. I think some of Indian dealer are also trying to make this machine in India itself. So that will be more cheaper. If you want to save money, you should wait for some time.
Next participant. Anyone? Or
Yeah, one question is there. What are the difference between antenatal and postnatal Pilates exercise, and how to design a chart for this condition? So for that, you have to come for our offline mode workshop. So in that, I'll teach definitely antenatal and postnatal exercise. It's difficult to teach in 1 hour webinar.
okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Ma'am,
ma'am, can you please demonstrate 1 or 2 exercises for urinary incontinence?
1 or 2?
Exercises for urinary incontinence.
Yeah, like breathing, it's there, right? Prep is there with muscle contraction. The 100 I showed you, you can use that for prep. And same when I was doing that tabletop position, right? So in tabletop position, just place the Swiss ball below your leg and perform breathing exercise with muscle contraction. Okay. With Kegel
Hello,
exercise.
ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ma'am, if you don't mind, can you let me know what is the most important indication and contraindication of pilot technique?
On Pilates.
Yes, Pilates.
I already told you guys in my theoretical part, indication and contraindications are like posture corrections and mechanical low back pain and all these things. I already told you in my theoretical part. Contraindication like recent surgeries, first trimester of pregnancy, hernia, any acute injury like अगर पेशेंट 2 दिन पहले ही कहीं गिर पड़ के आया है तो 1 दिन पहले ही उसे कोई चोट लगी है, so you can't give them exercise like Pilates.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, one question.
Yes.
Ma'am, I want to ask that what is the main difference between endurance exercises like plank exercise and pilates?
No, it's nothing is major difference is there, but the technique, the way we are doing, like the technique is different with the breathing or which muscle you are contracting, if you are engaging your core or not. Engaging your core is most important factor, right? So if you guys are like, if you are doing prank and all these things, I don't think you never engage your core or you are concentrating on your core muscles or not. I don't think. Are you concentrate on your core muscle while doing plank and other exercise? Or breathing? With breathing you are doing your plank? I don't think.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Last 2 questions. Last 2. Please unmute and ask your question. Last 2 questions.
Ma'am, can you repeat the principles of Pilates once again?
On screen, okay. On screen, I don't have like PPT, but if you guys want to write down, you can write down. There are 6 basic principles. So if you want to write down, just write down. First is concentration. Are you writing it down? Second is breathing.
Yes.
Second is breathing. Third is control. Breathing, concentration, breathing, control, centering, precision, and fork movement.
Ma'am, what is last
Fork movement.
principle?
F for F. Fork movement. Slow and gentle movement.
Ma'am, what is the pelvic imprint? It's anterior pelvic tilt or posterior pelvic tilt?
See, we have to see. अगर आपने देखा होगा आपके पास पेशेंट आता है तो या तो वो एंटीरियर पेल्विक टिल्ट वाला वो मिलेगा आपको या पोस्टीरियर फॉर बैक पेन. ओके, एंटीरियर पेल्विक टिल्ट वाला मिलेगा या पोस्टीरियर पेल्विक टिल्ट के साथ मिलेगा. सो व्हेन यू हैव पेशेंट विद एंटीरियर पेल्विक टिल्ट यू हैव टू डिजाइन योर एक्सरसाइज अकॉर्डिंग टू देम. एंड इफ यू हैव पेशेंट विद पोस्टीरियर पेल्विक tilt, what you have to do is you have to correct their pelvis with anterior lead. So you have to customize your exercise according to the patient condition. Okay, both are different. So these are the different types of exercise. So it's so difficult in 1 hour session I explaining all these things. So in my 2 days of workshop, I'm going to explain all the exercise with all the condition. Okay. If you have patient with anterior pelvic tilt, if you have patient with posterior pelvic tilt, what you want to correct, if you want to correct your patient's kyphotic posture or any other posture, forward neck posture. So I'll show all the exercises according to patient condition also.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
My 2 days of workshop, you will get all the answer, your queries. I'm so happy you guys have so much of queries. But for that, you should come for my workshop. In there, like very soon we are going to organize a workshop in Bangalore. So in there, you will get all your answers. Definitely, I promise that you will get all your answers there.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for wonderful presentation, and it was an amazing interaction. I think CEO sir is ready with the MCQ set of MCQ.
Yes.
So, dear participant, be ready on your toe. The questions are in while it will come to you. You have to answer those questions in links are coming to you. I think you will get it in a while. The moment you get link, it is automatically designed for minutes. I think 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Then you have to answer. 50% is the passing marks. And those who crack, I told you, those who crack exams with distinction, they will get a discount coupon for joining upcoming webinar, as well as especially for the Pilates webinar, Pilates event, what we are going to have in Bangalore very soon. They'll have a discount that will be sent as a gift. So be on your toe. I think it has been dropped. Yes, it has been dropped. Please, guys, carry on. Copy it and paste it in your browser. Open the link, put your email, and start it.
So is it for me also?
No, ma'am. We cannot say we cannot say Ocean that will take a bucket of water and give back to you. Sorry. Sorry.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. It's a really very well organized webinar. Thank you so much for giving me such a wonderful opportunity, especially Mr. Divakar ji. Thank you so much, Divakar ji, for giving me this opportunity, and my rehab team.
Thank you, ma'am.
I hope we'll meet soon and we'll rock.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
See you. Thank you so much. So should I leave now? Should I leave meeting or I should wait for answers?
Yeah, we can.
Just a second.
Yeah, we can wind up.
We can wind up, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So thank you, participants. Keep answering well and send back to your answer sheet. And then what happened? Automatically, your certificate will be generated the moment you get 50%. Otherwise, you need to give the test again. So this is how we maintain our quality. Thank you so much, ma'am, for wonderful presentation. Thank you all participants. Thank you. Thank you. So see you, sir. You can.